What's up, guys? Welcome back to SJ's Love Relay. I appreciate you for joining me today for BM Talks to Them. They're talking to the men now, from Pop the Balloon to Find Love after the catch up. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Now let's get into it.
All right, welcome back to BM Talks to Them. Here we actually have...
All right. Where can I stand? Let me, I guess I'll be right around here. I'm like one of the dudes in that lineup, but this is the best I can do. Okay.
Have a special episode. As you can see, we have about 8 people in this podcast. I'm here again with my lovely wife, Arlette.
Hello.
And do you want to introduce who we have today?
Yes. So today we have, unfortunately, all of our unmatched. It was an unfortunate unmatched situation.
Mm-hmm.
All of the men from episode 23. 23. Okay. Welcome back, gentlemen. How are we feeling?
Hey, I'm good.
Amazing.
Ready to be here.
Yeah, feeling good, feeling great.
Yeah. So you guys were, you guys brought up quite a buzz, I would say, off of that episode. You were all well-spoken, well-dressed, such respectful gentlemen, and the people just felt really bad for what you guys endured. So we had to bring you guys back, get to know you guys a little more, speak to you guys, and just see what we're about to get into today. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
We're ready.
Okay.
Wait for it.
All right. Yeah, so of course, like she said, the internet has been going off. This episode was definitely interesting. Everyone's speaking about it. There's a lot of different people talking about it online. Mm-hmm. I think the first question I have to ask you guys is, how did you guys take this experience? How did you feel being on the show and the way that it went for you? So let's start with Brian.
For me personally, it was a good experience overall. A good feel to it, good vibe. Definitely liked getting to meet the guys and stuff. We developed some good relationships that way. As far as some of the females, they were a little hard on us. If we're being real, they were a little harsh on us. Some of the things, it seemed kind of like it didn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Height or what you're wearing for disqualifying someone. I understand we don't have much to go off of, but some of the stuff I was like, man, it's a little ridiculous or out of our control. But overall, definitely a good experience.
What was the one thing that would you say that got to you the most that was said to you by some of the girls?
It's got to be the height thing. The height thing's viral. It's definitely got to be the height thing. I guess them challenging that and challenging and I'm like, at this point in our lives, I would like to think we would all know how tall we are. Sometimes people can embellish and stuff like that, but that's just not the case for me. So,
yeah, they tried to say you weren't 6 feet. You were like, what? How you gonna tell me my height?
Right.
And then also, I think for you, Brian, they came for your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right? Eyebrows a little too groomed or something crazy like that.
Right.
So did you get your eyebrows done, or was it just like a haircut?
That's all it was. That's all. My barber decided, let's clean them up. And I'm not sure if we took it too far or what we did, but
no, I think it's the curve. Like, the way he did it, he curved it around as if like a bit like this.
Right. All I knew was I woke up to my some of my favorite content creators, and they're just letting me have it. They're like, what are these knives he's got? They're like, what are these knives he's got? I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was interesting. No. It was interesting. But it's all good.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear from you, Anthony. How was your experience? How did you feel it went for you?
I already knew that coming here, I had to get out of my comfort zone. So I definitely had my bulletproof vest on. Not even gonna cap, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, when I met these guys, we built a relationship. I felt like I already knew these guys, you know what I'm saying? And when I walked out there, I was expecting the unexpected. So I honestly was going to take everything as, I've been here before and I'm confident in myself, secure in myself. So whatever came, it just came, you know what I'm saying? So it was a great experience overall, though, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because they came for your fit.
Right.
The shoes and the pants combo.
Yeah. They came for his face.
Right. Yeah.
How did that feel when you were hearing that?
Were you thrown back like, whoa, what she mean by my face? Well, like, what? How was that?
I never heard.
Okay.
I mean, because obviously I know my nose is pretty big. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. And my granddad, I was always told I look like him, so I kind of took that as a compliment. But I guess not many people are used to a guy with a big nose. But it is what it is. So,
Okay. Well, it's good because just as long as you have that self-confidence, what someone who doesn't even know you says about you should just be like, all right, next. You know what I mean? And
That's it. You gotta have confidence in yourself. The features that you very well might learn to hate because somebody else doesn't like them, embrace them, because that person who's for you will love that very thing that you think is not suitable for you or you feel like is a flaw. Trust me, I know.
that's what it felt like. You were taking it like you just smiled through the whole segment.
I loved it.
So,
Like I said, my bulletproof vest on, and it protected me like it was supposed to, and I enjoyed myself. Like I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that the one. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like the one part that a lot of people was like going back and forth with was when she called me an Egyptian. I kind of took that as a good thing. You get what I'm saying? Right. Like not many people understand like when a statue is built, it's built for a reason. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind of felt like that gave me royalty. That gave me because I feel like I'm a king. So that's kind of how I took it. So yeah.
Okay.
What I'm talking
All
about.
right, let's go on to Kendall.
Which one?
New York, Kendall. There we go.
New York Kendall.
Hold on, how you doing?
Hey. So, how was it? How was your experience? How did you feel when you went down the line? Like, what were some of your thoughts?
It was interesting, like it's kind of like what Anthony said, like expecting the unexpected. When I went up there, I was just like, holy cow, this is like really happening. But at the same time, like everybody had their balloons. That was, I thought I was in a good situation until Shorty came out my shoes. So then I sat back and I thought about it. I'm like, damn, like I've been on dates with the shoes, and it's funny because like I want to clear the air because I've been watching like reaction videos and stuff. Like I should have defended myself a little more because it's one of those things though. These shoes are vintage, so like they get scuffed up pretty easily. But like out here in New York, like you're fine. You're fine wearing those shoes. I've been on dates with those shoes before and stuff, but.
I can vouch for that. New Yorkers have a different sense of style. New Yorker myself, we like the rustic sometimes. It's not got to be like so pristine. I know definitely sneakerheads, they keep their sneakers pristine if you want that impression, but so many different styles out in New York that, it's kind of nothing. It's like, who are you as a person?
Once she mentioned that, I saw people start popping their balloons and then like started just thinking of like something random, like, oh, like, but you handsome. So I'm like, I can change my shoes, right?
Right.
And and then the funniest part is the ring. Like I could take off my ring.
Right.
Like so it was just really just one of these things where one thing I've always like assessed when I talk to a woman is like how is she in a position of power, and it was one of these things like all the women, they were in a position of power with the balloon. So it's one of those things where like they could just say anything at that point, but it didn't really affect me or any other guys. Like all these things happen for a reason, we're all cool, we all experience the same thing, and like like I look at like me and Robert, we could relate to each other. It's like, oh, so what? We fucking bald. It happens, bro. Like, it's life. Like, but, somebody's going to appreciate that. So.
Yeah.
So I do want to say as well, though, Kendall, these shoes, right? Let's talk about these shoes. Because, guys, I know you all saw it. Let's not act like, yeah, we didn't see that. Let's not act, yeah, bro. I'm going to have to call you out for real. Yeah, because... because right, you're coming into a dating show.
That brother. See, I remember him now. I take that back. The way his shoes were looking was rough. No excuse. Those look dirty. Dirty shoes. BM is keeping it 1,000 right now.
See the theme, right? And when I call all of you, I tell you guys dress to impress. Yes, that means the outfits has to be on point and it has to be clean. The shoes and everything. That's the thing, right? And a lot of people, I think they just see it as like, oh, are you even trying if you didn't even like look at your shoes? And shoes is something that a lot of girls watch, the first thing they see, most girls, they look at your shoes and like, okay, how's your shoes? So my question really is like, would you wear those shoes again if you was to come on?
No, I mean definitely. I would have switched it up, But like it's I have a funny story about that. So before I left, I asked my boy. I said, "Yo, which shoe should I wear?" And
not a good friend. Not a good friend. He did.
But
he did.
It's funny because it's like things happen for a reason. Like if I didn't wear the shoes, I wouldn't be on this call. So it's it things happen for a reason. I would have definitely wore different shoes, but I'm glad that I got supporters in the comments of people saying, "Yo, listen, like these good shoes."
There was a girl that actually didn't mind.
Oh
shoes,
yeah,
actually.
I mean, she popped the balloon last minute, but it happens.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that I had a great experience. Everybody was cool. They were cool. So
that's good. That's good.
Nice. All right. Well, Cliff, let's hear from you. How was your experience?
My experience was great. I had a great experience. I was just surprised.
Before you even start, Cliff, I was about to cancel this guy because he was actually late to the show a little bit.
Cliff.
And I remember he actually texted me earlier saying, "I'm not going to make 7 p.m." So I don't know what to say to that. I'm reading this text. I was like, so if you can't make 7 p.m., what do I do? So then I said, what time will you arrive? And then he said, around 7 p.m. So I said, Cliff. He said around 7. And the funny thing is,
What does that mean?
he wasn't even that late, but it's like,
oh my god.
My bad on that though, but I was traveling. I was doing a lot of traveling that day, I still wanted to make it happen though. But I definitely was doing a lot of traveling that day, a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but you made it, which is what matters. And now you came out. He came out. He was dressed up.
Yeah. So you actually didn't get too many pops initially.
Yeah.
I think you even got down to the bottom where I thought you were going to get a match.
Right.
And then you were asked about 50-50, and then one of the young ladies popped on you because she didn't agree with what you said. Like, what was going through your mind when she was saying what she was saying? Did you fully understand what she meant?
I mean, I understand what she meant when she said the 50-50, like, we both bringing in income. But, I mean, that wasn't really what the question that she was asking, the other girl in the green dress, that was asking. So I just felt like she didn't, she should have just let that question, let it go, because, I mean, I answered the girl question. I mean, I feel like she should have just let it go. But, I mean, I was just shocked that she answered it that way, because I feel like the man should have, take care of the responsibility.
Absolutely.
Like, and the woman, whatever income she bring and help out, it's a plus. But I guess she did.
Yeah.
I guess she thought that went over her head, or maybe that went over her head or something like that. Like, I didn't say, like, a woman income would be helpful and beneficial, but no, I definitely think it is, though, So, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was just crazy.
maybe she missed that.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah. Because I was like, he said that?
Yeah, I know. I was
Okay.
like, I know. That's why I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, I did answer the question. Like, I mean, but then it was like, it wasn't even your question, but it is what it is, though.
Another thing as well, I think it's a long distance thing that people are talking about a lot as well. Because obviously, I would assume if you're flying into Phoenix, you'll
You would
be
expect
okay
other
with-
people are flying in as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit, when I was filming, I was like, oh, that could
Oh,
be
that's
an
what she
issue.
popped?
Yeah, she popped
On him?
because he was too far.
Okay.
We was from two different locations.
Because I thought you two would have been a great match.
Yeah.
It was disappointing that it didn't work out because of distance. But I mean, some people, they just can't do the long distance. They need to see somebody more.
Maybe a little
regularly and stuff.
closer.
Yeah, I understand that too. I mean, being from Detroit and me being from Las Vegas, that's very respectful. But on top of that, I do want to just say I did mention where I was from at the beginning of the introduction to as well.
You did.
So I mean, that could have eliminated a lot of things too on that part. If once I said I was from Vegas when I did my introduction, so
I think overall, even if you said it, people have to see you and feel you out, and that's just the nature of the adrenaline rush. They're like, oh, I like him, I like her. Let me just keep hearing. I didn't hear what they said, but I'm just holding out on hope because this person's attractive to me. That ain't enough, y'all. Like, you gotta really listen.
I just felt like that could eliminate us from wasting both of our times too. Getting all the way to the end just to pop what somebody already had said earlier through the introduction. So I mean, that's what I said. I mean, it was a great experience though. People, you just live and you learn. So that's it.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's move on now.
Okay. All right. So Jace, let's hear from you.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah,
Hey,
so
hey.
the experience for me was amazing. It was interesting because to me it was like a social experiment in a sense. You kind of got to see real life firsthand how people take you, the things you can work on, the things that people like about you, that kind of thing. I do also want to mention that I feel like there was some different wavelengths as far as like me and maybe some of the girls and like how we think, how we process, how we look at things that may have put us at different levels as far as like looking at life. And I've gotten that feedback as well a lot. But yeah, overall it was an amazing experience.
Okay. Yeah, so I think for you, they came for your teeth.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
And I had to look closely, like, man, what are they talking about? And then they're like, yo, his bottom teeth or something like that. And I'm like, dang, y'all really looking,
For real,
like.
for
And when I
real.
first walked on, I mean, it's funny because I've had probably 300 or 400 messages be like, I don't know what's wrong with your teeth. There's nothing wrong with your teeth. I love you. I'm like, I said, I mean, and I'm most people, preference is a preference, you know, like,
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I
if you have a
understand.
preference, I get it. But I do definitely, I will say that from my perspective as a human being, I know that if I was in the adverse position, you know, I could have found many other things to say, hey, you know, not my, whatever it was, I wouldn't have had to go to somebody's level like that. Now, I'm glad it's me because I'm a person who's pretty confident in who I am, and so it doesn't bother me per se. And I've never heard it before, so it was kind of more like comedic versus like a shot. But it was something I was like, oh, then maybe I should, you know, invest in to get my teeth, or I don't know what to do to them. Maybe make them try to get them bigger or white. I don't know. But yeah, so you know.
Oh my gosh. And then no, I think someone else also told you, they were like, you're too serious.
Yeah, that was okay.
You
That was the one that was really wild. So,
Oh, man.
like, and Rob and Kendall, they both know me personally, and like all my friends and family, and like not only am I like the biggest like goofball, but like I'm that like life of the party, that guy where it's like you want to have a good time, you got to invite Jason, you know. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
hearing that it was definitely pretty funny, but I do get it because you know, I was very when you're speaking to, you know, 9, 10 people, you know, you're
Right.
not just zoned in to kind of just be funny and goofy, you know, and show your personality. You're trying to be articulate. You're trying to understand what's you know going on and
That's for
stuff
sure.
like that too. So I get it, you know, but that's definitely nowhere near me at all. No.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, let's move on to Agnel now.
No.
How was your experience? How
So
did you take it with it?
honestly, I had a great time. At first, I was really nervous because this is something that I do not do at all. Like I spent like the last 5, 6 years trying to get out of debt, so I put my head down and just worked. And now that I got
Good,
explosives,
yeah.
I was looking at the show. I'm like, maybe I should just try this out to get out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Right.
And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did, and like, I'm glad I met all of the fellas. It was like like a little family reunion. It felt like, and I never before.
Right.
And I also was I'm happy it happened because it kind of showed what the men have to deal with in the dating pool. So I'm glad that that's exposed out there a little bit. But
And it's rough out there, y'all. I mean, I'm so glad I'm married. Every time I see the show, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. It's too much. People overthinking everything. Like, you can want this ideal, but if it don't exist, where's the compromise for it? My goodness.
overall, yeah, like I said, I was
Yeah.
nervous. But like as the show kept going on, I got a little bit more and more comfortable with it. And now I'm in the mindset of like, yeah, I'll definitely come back on the show if I get the opportunity. So I'm cool with that. It was dope overall. It was very well run and everything
Hey,
too. So
you
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point about this show is actually really showing what men go through a lot. I mean, women too, but I feel like
This show it basically shows what the dating pool is right now. We're seeing it in
Yeah.
real life because a lot of the times we don't see these things,
these little things
all
that
in
happen.
one place.
Yeah.
You hear about it, but now you're starting to see it. You're like, okay, so this is why some things happen the way it does, and it's true as well. You know, it's for both men and women. Like
Literally.
sometimes we get an episode where the men line up and people are just like, what's going on here?
Why
Why
are
are you
these
so
men
picky?
like this?
Yeah.
And then I feel like when the people line up,
They get a lot more scrutiny.
yeah, they get more. They just I don't understand. Like when they line up,
Yeah,
it's
someone
like
said that, holding the balloon that's the power. You feel me? So everything changes.
right. So it's kind of like and some of them you'll go so far with them and then they pop at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like some of them wait, and that's what I'm trying to eliminate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make people understand. And I say this to you at the beginning of every single show. I say, look, especially the people lining up, I told them, if you're not feeling the person, pop your balloon
Pop it
straight
immediately,
away.
bro.
Yeah, don't wait. And some people as well, they'll hold on to their balloon because they want to see who the next option is. And that's the one thing that I don't like, because it's like, the next person, you might be disappointed. If you see somebody in front of you that you like, that that's your type, you need to go for them.
Yeah. So for Agnell, your dreads, your locks.
Yeah,
I know. let me say the proper terms. Your locks were, I guess, one of the things that a lot of the ladies called out. Has that happened to you before?
Honestly, like I've been growing my locks for 14 years now. It's going to be 14 years in December. And so every time I would wear it down, I feel like, for me personally, I'm the drippiest I could be. You feel me? And so that's the mindset that I had. I'm like, yo, let me just wear my hair down. And I curled it too and everything. And I guess they just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. What it was.
They weren't feeling it, yeah.
All my homies and everyone that knows me, they love my hair. Everyone loves my hair. So it was just
Agnell, I have to say as well, you said that so you prefer natural women. You prefer
very natural. Let's clarify that.
Very natural, like not even eyelashes. Like you want just everything
bare
natural.
face.
So my question to you is like, do you really have an issue with weave? And girls put makeup. Like, do you really have like a hard issue, or is that something that you can get by one day and just?
You mean like a deal, like that's a deal breaker for him?
Deal breakers. There's flexibility with it for sure.
Right.
Again, it's just a preference thing. I like just like show me who you are. Feel me? Like off rip. That's what I like to see. 'Cause I want to know you. From the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and just using enhancements doesn't show me that real you. But again, there's a lot of wiggle room, and people were asking me about this at work. And they're like, oh, if she looks pretty without the makeup on, but she still wears makeup, are you still gonna go for her? And I say, yeah, for sure. I know who she is. You feel me? Like I know exactly who she is behind the makeup and stuff. So again,
But like the women, when they come on a dating show, they want to look their best, feel their best. So makeup enhances that for a lot of us. So it'll be a little bit hard for you to find someone super natural on a dating show.
A little blush, a little mascara, a little.
I think that he don't really know what he wants. I think that he knows what he wants when he sees it, but the way that he's kind of conveying it with saying, I don't want this, I don't want that. Brother, if the right woman shows up with those same things and you connect with her, none of it matters. None of it matters. None of it really holds any merit. Maybe you're thinking about the genetic aspect of it. Maybe you want your children to have the same type of either hair texture, whatever it is, but none of it matters really.
A little this, a little that.
Okay,
that's
just not too many
that's
lashes.
Just not bad to me, because like the first two girls, they had makeup on too, and I was with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're, like I said, when you're beating your whole face up and you got the contour and this and that, I'm like, that.
Don't be a drag queen, or if in their case, drag king. I guess, yeah.
That's too much.
Not in the names.
Right. I mean, he's been catfished before. The catfishing got to him.
They be teaching me and putting me on game and stuff, and I just be like, all right, cool, that's cool. But yeah, it's just if it's too much, there's obviously a line for me. So that's all.
Yeah, understandable.
I mean, he's been catfished before hard, so I think
he told us
it plays in his mind all the time.
PTSD.
Perspective is just heightened a little bit, just because like I'm not trying to go through that.
That situation.
Okay.
All right. Well, Kendall with the H. Let's hear from you.
Hello.
How was that experience for you?
It was a great experience. Like the other fella said, it kind of gives you a perspective as to the reality and how superficial things have gotten in today's world with your appearance, your shoes, your hair, the PTSD haircut, The you know, like just the overall presentation, it shows how superficial things are and how fixated the world has become with the person's like appearance.
That's
and
right.
social media has played like a big role about it.
Huge.
In what's like considered like approved and what's not, and
Right.
of course height being a big thing. And it was a good experience. It kind of like it really showed me like the instant gratification of how quick like things like can be presented based on like just understanding and like information about social media, other girls' opinion, and stuff like that. You know, so it was a good experience overall.
I know the PTS hair like that. The PTSD
I know, and
hair,
I've never had an issue with this haircut, and I've had it for years. I've never had an issue with it. You know.
Oh my gosh! And then like you said, people are coming for height. And how tall are you
I'm
again?
5'11", so
yeah. So you're up there,
Yeah, and
so
height's
I
never been an
honestly I
issue
don't
for me,
know.
too. For me, it's more of my size. I'm a big guy,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like that some of the girls pop because of I think my size.
They said you're too.
Yeah. But the thing
much
about
gym.
me is once you actually like speak to me and come across me, I'm a very respectful, generous person. But once you kind of get past the visual of how big I am, like you'll get to see like someone like Jason, like very professional, very business oriented. But then like when you really get to know the guy, like your whole perspective changes based off of like the visual. So.
Can't judge a book by its
Yeah,
cover.
definitely.
What about Robert?
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, thank you again for having me on here again. And
Of course.
salute to the guys. Well,
buddy.
see everybody again. So my experience with this, it was a very eye-opening experience because I'm going to take this a step further than just the social aspect. I want to bring it to the dynamics of the African American community, of where we have well-dressed, well-speaking, well-mannered men, and we were broken down on camera, right, for our physical appearance rather than what we offer spiritually, mentally. And I know we were dealing with younger.
Preach, brother. Absolutely. All day. I'm with you on that. We got presentable brothers. When you hear sisters talking about there's no good men, they're right here in your face and you just popping because some of them don't have thug appeal. Absolutely bananas.
The younger generation, a lot of us are older. And so I guess the older men know that in the day, appearance fades, and it's a matter if the person you connect with is aligned goal-wise. And so, as each person got, critiqued on there, they failed to realize, hey, will this person make me feel secure? Right? And will this person be, in the long run, good for me? And that's what I feel like us in the Black community need to do better at, because other races, they are better at realizing this. And that's why they're ahead of the Black community. I'm not saying most cases they are. I'm not saying all cases, but most cases they are. And I might be wrong on this, so don't quote me. This is just my opinion. So that's my eye-opening experience on that. Of going on there, and then I guess the bald comments.
Yeah, they came for your baldness.
They came from my baldness. They came for the way I spoke. So addressing number one, the baldness. Just like Kendall, I love being bald. Never had an issue about being bald. Shoot, I save money being bald.
Facts, I'm sure you do.
I'm like, I don't want hair. I don't need hair. $60 a haircut? Hey, miss me on that.
$60 is crazy.
It's only going up. I mean, I think New York is like $100 for a haircut.
Absolutely.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, it's about 60 to 100 on that.
No way.
Let me go open up a barbershop.
I pay about.
I mean, like I left the barbershop just now. It's about $60. I give my guy so.
$60, man, and all he did was take a
just
razor,
taper fade, line the beard up.
Be like,
You know, give you that PTSD cut.
Right, exactly. Like, you know what's funny? And to cut in on Rob real quick, he actually watched the episode, and I was like, "Hey man, I'll get that PTSD haircut." He said, "Oh, I got you."
On what hair, Robert?
So yeah, you know, it's just again very little things that are very in the long grand scheme of things doesn't really matter, you know. And as they get older, they will realize that, and that's why when they were critiquing everybody, I didn't take it to heart because I'm like, okay, give it like 2-3 more years,
Right.
We'll see, okay, because every man's gonna go bald eventually. So I'll see you guys up here. It was just my time. Right? So that's the first aspect, and the second aspect is how I spoke. They said I spoke too calm, too feminine, and I've been a couple toxic relationships here and there, and you know, I don't need that. I don't need something that where I have to raise my voice. I want to attract calmness and peace to my life.
Yeah.
And so the way I speak slow. I speak, you know, fluently. And I speak with a sense of peace in my heart because I don't need someone combative, right?
No.
Now, if the time comes where I was trying to let the individual know on the show, if I need to be masculine and raise my voice and let myself be heard, I will. But I don't need to.
Just wasn't the time and place.
Exactly. And at that point, if someone has to make me get out of my character to do that, I don't need somebody like that. So that's pretty much my experience on that.
I literally had a woman tell me, I need to know you got that thug in you. Crickets. Complete crickets.
And I want to thank you guys again for having me on the show.
Of course.
I do feel like, you know, this is amazing to see how all you guys came together. I heard that you all made a group chat.
Right.
And you're all like just boys
trauma
now,
bonding.
You know.
What they put us through.
Y'all scared to hear balloon pops now?
Right.
Hey, bro, I just want to make sure you make it home straight.
Hey,
Let me know if you make it home.
You
man.
saw how I left. I poured out the whole bottle and walked off. I
Yes,
was like,
bro.
man.
He told the whole thing and left. We ain't heard nothing from
Nah,
him.
he was missing.
He was gone.
Oh my god.
But I mean, you lot spoke to some of the girls as well, right? From this episode, and you lot are all good.
Yeah, what are the girls saying about you guys? Like the girls
now,
from the episode.
after watching the episode,
Have you guys got a
lot
chance to
of
speak with them?
Yeah, a lot of different things. The first thing I heard was, man, as soon as you sat down, you know, and got done, I was like, oh, this guy is fun. Like I heard a lot of like, oh, like you should have showed your personality on the show. I heard a lot of, oh wow, like this is not who I thought you were and everything. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, it's a, you know, so
This guy is fine? Oh, that would piss me off, bro. Come on now. You done had me right in your face, walking back and forth. What you mean I'm fine? People out here don't know what they want, man.
everything's definitely been cool, but definitely different energy than on the show. 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cliff, you saying definitely. What were they telling you?
I just feel like, shoot, some of the women, I think they should look back at that, you know, and see like some of the questions and some of the answers that they, you know, answer to the guys. I feel like they probably could have changed up their words or maybe, you know, had some more crisp things to say, you know, better things to say. I think maybe they probably kind of thinking twice about that from after watching the show, just talking to, you know, a few of them and stuff like that, you know. They probably just thinking twice of what they were saying, and maybe they could have changed their words up. Like even just with, you know, with Anthony Facer and, you know, just guys like that, they could have probably said it a different way or going about it a different way or, you know, said it somewhat, you know, differently. So I just feel like, you know, maybe they just thinking, you know, what they could have did better or changed their words up on, you know, certain things they said towards the guys, you know, that came out pretty much.
It is a learning experience. You know, everybody learns as well. Like there is no issue with you having a preference. Like, you know, you are allowed to like who you like
And not like.
So I feel like everybody learns from this experience, and when they watch the show as well, everyone that comes on when they watch it, you kind of see how it went, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how it went. So I hope that everybody grows, everybody learns from coming on this platform. I feel like the comments as well kind of gives you like a fix for some issues that you see on the show? Because you know when people comment and they're saying like this is happening to me, so it relates to a lot of people that
like
also
people,
watch the
like
show.
people self-reflect.
They self-reflect. So it's like
Absolutely.
you're teaching, you're showing them what's happening. Then the comments is there basically saying, you know, we need to fix this and that because we're seeing it now live. So yeah, I just hope everybody grows from this as well. Everybody that's watching the show, they see that these men are well put together, and then that's when it starts becoming, you know, an issue for some people, because it's like you're rejecting good men, and in the future you might regret making that decision.
Right.
You will regret
You know,
Right.
and that's why I feel like this group of
Let's hear from Kendall with the H.
That's
Go
why I
ahead,
feel
Kendall.
like this group of men was a great selection because we all represent a different look of, you know, with like me, like from size, from height, from shape, like, you know, hairstyle. We all were very well groomed, very clean, dressed very good, but had our own style to it. And I feel like we represented ourselves confidently to where we have contentment within ourselves. We didn't choose disrespect. We didn't choose to get on anybody for our validation. We stood on whatever was wrong with us, if it was our shoes, our haircut, whatever. And we all gave the women like good feedback, like, hey, oh yeah, she's my type. Yeah, like she looks good with so and so. We never like talk bad or try to get a viral response. Oh wait.
Well, and I was gonna actually touch on that. So, like you said, a lot of you guys said, "Oh, you look good, you look this, you look that." But were you guys being honest, or were you just saying it because you're like, "I don't want to get dragged"?
Right. That's
like
another thing as well.
A good presentation, just like I said.
For sure.
You know, I feel like everyone, you know, put themselves together and stuff like that. You know, I feel like I had no reason to lie or be rude about anything in particular because I'm a very respectful person, and I don't want to like create the image of me being a black man being rude and disrespectful for my own contentment. You know what I mean? Like, so I was actually genuinely honest. Like, oh yeah, like I like the waist chain, I like the, you know, whatever the case may be. Just because like I do like fashion sense, I do like style. But it's like how the other man said, like, you know, like something as small as our shoes and our pants or whatever. It's like, you know, once like you see past that, you can really see how genuine and well-mannered of men we all are. You know what I'm saying?
I think they were all pretty well-mannered in this episode for sure.
I think we have.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, go on. Anthony.
I just want to put in perspective, you know, I've been in a relationship with some very beautiful women, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't give me that longevity like I want to marry her. I could see her being the woman of my child. I could see her, you know, holding the household down while I go do my job and come back and, you know, everything is settled. So me personally, when I came on there, I wasn't looking for the attraction. I wanted the attraction to be there, obviously, but I wanted to go on there and ask those like serious questions that I knew was going to help me understand this was going to be that woman that I was looking for as far as like being in my future 5, 6, 10, 20 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's not what they was looking for, you know?
Which does bring me to this point here. Obviously, there's a lot of people that's speaking about these guys. They need to come back. We need to bring these guys back and all this, you know. And there was actually a comment as well that I saw as well. Someone said, "Please bring all the men back."
They didn't
from
deserve
this episode.
this.
They did not deserve this. And I was like, okay. So I think I want to leave it up to the public. So all of our viewers, I want you all to comment down below. Should I bring back all of these guys on an episode? And I'll have them lining up as well. So
now they get the balloon.
They get the balloon.
Sounds
good.
He already making pop noises. He
and we all gotta come suited and booted.
Yeah, no,
Taylor,
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
We putting a suit on?
No dirty sneakers, Kendall.
Wait,
I got fresh shoes that's polished. We good.
Oh wait, hold on. We lost Kendall with the L.
Kendall.
Uh-oh.
Kendall.
Hold on, we lost
He
Kendall,
heard that.
guys.
He got to jump off the car.
He went to go clean his shoes.
Oh, clean shoes? Oh, shoot.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I want to leave it up to the viewers. So if you want to see these guys back, comment down below, and I'll see if I can make it happen. I also just want to say that this was great having you guys on this platform.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's amazing to see people come together. Making group chats, because we had this as well in episode 6. With Eric
they
and
are
all the other
family
guys as well. So to see this happening is great, and hopefully you lot keep going and you become friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
So
no, honestly.
Hey, you know who to call when you come out here.
Yeah, like he said, thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you for coming on Pop the Balloon as well. Like, and, you know, being yourself, not taking things too to heart. Like, you guys all have great personalities. You all are, you know, well-spoken Black men. We love to see it.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you guys so much.
To piggyback
So,
on that, I really love what you guys are doing as well.
Absolutely.
You guys are doing something
you.
amazing. I mean, I'm a huge fan of
Great.
the show. I've been watching this since episode 1.
Same here.
And to see how you guys have grown in the production, the mics, the clarity of how the quality of all the equipment. It's just like what you guys are doing is amazing, and the Black audience, and it's just like continuing to grow. And I see the last reunion was in a different location. I like how you guys are constantly like improving, and it's amazing to see. It really is, and to be a part of it is a blessing, honestly.
And we glad to be a part of
ET gonna pick them up sooner or later. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Knock on your door next week.
Listen. No.
Pop the balloon.
No, they need the Netflix. You guys need a Netflix deal.
Yeah, the Netflix deal, man. That Netflix
we'll see what comes.
See, that's why we got to be the first. If we're on again, we got to be the first lineup that comes in with all suits, just all suits.
Yo, so to piggyback,
Love is Blind.
I didn't hear your question.
Yeah, go ahead, Kendall.
Your question. I have my shoes ready. We good.
Oh, you got all right. Cool. You got them ready, y'all.
I love how they're plotting. They're like, listen, y'all get on that platform, we gonna be on there. You got to think 10 steps ahead. Shout out to this brother for thinking like that.
All right, guys. All right, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and thank you everybody.
We'll see what the public says. We might see you guys very soon.
Comment down below.
Okay.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. And this is BM Talks to Them, and we will see you
next time.
Catch you all next time.
I like that. That was really nice. That was good. Thank you guys for joining me for SJ's Love Relay. There's not much more to say. It was good to see these brothers representing themselves well, and probably put out the female episode shortly. Till next time, peace.